What's up, awesome YouTubers? Rhine1988 or Justin back here to do a video for you guys, and today I'm here to talk about movies that still disturb me today. This is part 2 of a first video I did 2 weeks ago where I talked about films that still disturb me today. All of them being horror movies, obviously for the month of October, and I'm going to do the same thing today. And once again, Hostel, Saw, I Spit on Your Grave, Last House on the Left, they're all disturbing. But I went with movies that, might not have gore. They might have a little gore. Or they're just other movies that for some reason get to me today. So I'm not going to rely, again, on the Hostels or the Saws. They are obviously disturbing, guys. But these are movies that for some reason get to me. They might not get to you, but for me, they creep me out each time I watch them. And it could be the entire film. It could just be moments throughout the movie that get to me. So let me know films that disturb you. Put them down in the comments. I would love to, know what disturbs you. If a movie disturbs you, definitely let me know. So the first movie I'm going to talk about is a slasher film from 1979, and what's crazy is I didn't know this movie was PG up until the last time I watched it. I always thought the movie was either unrated or R-rated, and that is Tourist Trap. Very disturbing, creepy, effective movie. It doesn't rely on any gore at all. It's about a group of people, their car breaks down, and they come across this old kind of attraction, like kind of a, not a fair? Is it a fair? Can't think of the word right now. Anyway, they come across this like theme park. There we go. And an old man lives at this theme park. He come acrosses them. He invites them back to his place. And one by one, when these characters start going off on their own, they start disappearing. And there is this killer with this mask on who's going after them. Tourist Trap for me, again, very creepy, effective film. You have some really creepy, nightmarish imagery that goes on this, or scenes that go on. There's these mannequins that move on their own, and when they open their mouth, these like weird noises come out of their mouths. Very creepy, guys. The killer alone is very creepy. The setting is kind of creepy. It all takes place pretty much at night, and that's always creepy in itself. But Tourist Trap, if you've never seen it, guys, definitely check it out. It is one to watch. Again, it doesn't rely on gore, and it's PG, which is crazy. It's like Poltergeist. I'm like, that movie is PG. I don't know how they got away with it, but they did. But yeah, check out Tourist Trap. The next movie is a werewolf film, and it might not be completely disturbing, but for me, there are definitely moments. The main transformation scene is always creepy. The way it was lit, the way it was shot, the fact that most of this scene takes place in a dark room. Very creepy, guys. And the actor playing the werewolf, this transformation scene is a slow transformation scene, and you see him like almost smiling, or you see his eyes like looking at the camera. Again, I think the way it was lit is also very effective. And that is The Howling. I'm talking about the main transformation scene. If you've seen this movie, you know what I'm talking about. While the whole movie's not creepy and disturbing, there are definitely moments throughout it that do get under my skin still today. I, however, love the film. It's definitely one of my favorite werewolf movies. American Werewolf being my favorite, but then The Howling being my second favorite. I love this film. If you've never seen it, check it out. Or if it's been a while since you watched it, give it another watch, guys. Again, for me, very creepy. The next movie is probably a no-brainer. I think it kind of gets to a lot of people, and it's especially one character in the film that creeps people out. But that is Stephen King's Pet Sematary, the original Pet Sematary. Zelda being the big thing. I think she's a very creepy character. For the longest time, guys, I'm not going to lie, I had to skip her scenes just because after I was done watching the film, I would either see her face or I would hear her voice. And it was very creepy, guys. I remember one time I watched it and I finished watching it. I laid in bed, and for like a good probably hour, 2 hours, I would just hear her voice and it creeped me out. I would have dreams about Zelda and it would creep me out. Pet Sematary, even though some people say it doesn't hold up now, I still say it holds up. Besides Zelda, I think there are some definitely other nightmarish stuff that happens in this movie. The fact that you have this like little toddler who comes back from the dead and he's evil is very creepy. Miko Hughes, who played the toddler in the movie, did a great job for a 2 or 3-year-old. The music in the film, the main score, the opening music is always creepy. This movie's disturbing. I think the biggest thing obviously is Zelda, but there's a lot of disturbing things about the original Pet Sematary. If you've never read the book, guys, check out or read the book, because the book is so good. Absolutely love the book as well. The new movie was really good too. I don't think it was as creepy though. I do enjoy the film though. Going on, we have a film that, once again, when I was younger, I should not have been watching this, but I think it was one of those cases where I might have stumbled across it when I walked into a room and I just couldn't look away. But that film is Pet Sematary, or not Pet Sematary, rewind, Candyman. But Candyman, guys, oh, this movie still gets to me today, still disturbs me. Just alone, Tony Todd's performance is very creepy. He's not like a character that has a mask. He doesn't wear, prosthetic makeup on his face. The two biggest things is the hook for her hand and the voice. Candyman is definitely a very creepy, effective movie. The opening scene, I think as a kid I remember this the most, is when you have the college student talking about this urban legend of this babysitter who went up to the bathroom and she said the name Candyman 5 times, and when she shut off the light, she saw Candyman in the background. Very disturbing, guys. I love Candyman, though. It just gets to me each time. So if you've never seen Candyman, definitely do so. It's got some gore, but it's not over the top. It just has the amount that you need in the movie. It relies on the acting from Tony Todd, the music, direction, some moments that just really just get under your skin. There's the moment in the film where some I can't remember if it's a kid. I think the kid in the movie is describing how this kid went into the bathroom and something happened to this kid, which I'm not really going to give too much away, but that creeped me out. That alone is creepy, and it's very hard to watch because obviously when you have a child in harm's way in a horror movie or any type of movie, it's very sad and very disturbing. But Candyman, guys, check it out if you've never seen it, or if it's been a while, go ahead and watch it. I know we have to wait for the new one until next year now, which is a bummer, but the pandemic happened and a lot of movies are being pulled back. But I'm looking forward to that. I hope it's good, but I don't think it's going to be as good as that original film. That one is still a film that gets to me quite a bit. Going on, this is a film that came out 10 years ago, or almost 10 years ago. I saw it in theaters. It disturbed me then. It disturbs me now. That's Insidious, guys. Another James Wan movie. James Wan is just one of my favorite directors today. It's crazy now that, he's directed like the movie Aquaman, but he started out in horror movies. He did the original Saw, Dead Silence, which is a very underrated movie. He did The Conjuring 1 and 2. He did Insidious 2. He's done some great movies. Death Sentence, great movie there. Totally different genre, but a great revenge flick. But Insidious, guys, is a very creepy movie in my opinion. One moment that I'll talk about is the moment where Barbara Hershey she's talking about her dream she had to her son and her daughter-in-law. And she's talking about how in her dream she goes into her grandson's room, Dalton, and he's laying in bed. He's in that sleep or, a coma. He's in that sleep like a coma. And she turns around, and in the corner of the room, she sees that dark figure there, and she's talking to the figure, and she's asking the figure why he's, in Dalton's room, and the figure pretty much tells her that, he's there for Dalton. And when she's done talking about the dream, she looks up at her son, and you see that demonic figure in the background. Very creepy scene. It still gets to me today. I know it's going to happen, but it still disturbs me. A lot of things in this movie really disturb me, though, guys. I love Insidious. I think it's very creepy. Definitely one of the creepiest movies to come out from the last decade. I love that film. The next movie is a 1970s film, 1977, I believe. The film is The Sentinel, which stars one of the earliest roles from Chris Sarandon, and a lot of other familiar faces. Jeff Goldblum's in the movie. But the Sentinel is about a woman. She is moving into an apartment complex, and in the building has a lot of history. It's a very demonic, haunted building. And I think the things that really get to me are just the simple scares, the simple moments. The apartment complex itself is very creepy. But that third act, guys, like the last 20, 15 minutes of the movie, always gets to me. Very nightmarish stuff happens. Very creepy movie. Very disturbing. If you've never seen The Sentinel, put it on your list this year for October, guys. It's a must watch. The next movie came out in 2002 or 2003, and when I saw the movie for the first time, it freaked me out. It still freaks me out today. It's very disturbing, and again, it relies on music, certain moments in the movie. I love the fact that this movie takes place either in rainy settings or very gloomy settings, and I think that kind of worked for the movie too. But that is The Ring. Just the footage of the tape itself, when a character plays the tape and you see all that nightmare imagery, that's creepy. Yeah, the ending of the movie, that's very creepy, dealing with the character of Samara coming out of the TV. But the opening scene alone with the two girls in the house and all this stuff happens, that stuff is very creepy, very effective. And you also have a moment that always gets to me. You know it's going to happen, but it still gets to you, or it still gets to me at least. And it's the moment where Naomi Watts is talking to her sister, and her sister's talking about her daughter's death and how they found her, and how the daughter was in the closet, and when she opened the closet, the daughter's face was all like messed up and disfigured. Very creepy, guys. It still gets to me. I know the scene's going to happen, but it always disturbs me. The Ring is a great one, guys. If it's been a while since you've seen it, check it out. It is a must watch. And the last movie I'm going to talk about, I've talked about this movie before in the past. I rewatched it this past summer. It's a creepy one. You know, again, not a lot happens, but there's stuff in the movie that either scares you, disturbs you, gives you goosebumps, gets under your skin. But that is The Changeling. It takes place in this big old mansion where George C. Scott moves into it. You know, in the beginning of the movie, he loses his daughter and his wife, and so he kind of wants to move away from the city, and he moves into this mansion that has a lot of history in it. You know, a child died in the house, and he is pretty much having to kind of figure out this child's death, and hopefully, you know, puts this child to rest already, because, you know, there's a lot of dark history with it. There's some creepy imagery. There's a seance scene that always gets to me. There's imagery. I think I said imagery already. The music alone, the sound effects, the red ball in the movie, which, you know, if you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about, where like George C. Scott, he throws this red ball out into the lake, and then when he gets back home, he hears this noise coming from upstairs, and this ball goes starts jumping down the stairs, starts coming down the stairs. Very creepy. That one gets to me too. So yeah, The Changeling, guys, I absolutely love it. It is a very good 1980 film. Came out on HBO, I believe. But if you've never seen it, definitely check it out. This Blu-ray that I believe Severin did is a must purchase. I love it. I'm glad that movie came out on Blu-ray. One of the best haunted house movies out there, guys, and you got a great performance all around. Great performances. George C. Scott is awesome in the movie, and again, it relies on imagery and sound effects, and the mansion alone is very creepy. I definitely would not want to live in a big mansion by myself, especially that one. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you once again for watching. Those are 6 or 7 other movies that disturbed me. Obviously, I could talk about more, so maybe down the line I'll do a part 3. But I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. If you haven't watched any of these movies, definitely do so, hopefully before October ends. And as always, you guys are awesome. You guys rock. In with the positive, out with the negative. Go eat some Skittles, and much love to you all. I'll try to make a video again tomorrow. All right, guys. Bye.